You may recall our recent video we put out about a San Francisco airport ground controller scolding a British Airways pilot. Well, another heated exchange was picked up recently, this time involving a Delta A321 pilot and a controller at New York's LaGuardia airport. We take a look at this incident for today's video. First off, we have to again tip our hats to the YouTube channel VAS Aviation for spotting the recording. They sourced the recording from liveatc.net and visualized the incident in their own video, so do check out the VAS Aviation channel if you're interested in more noteworthy ATC and pilot recordings and interactions. And so, setting the scene, it was at around 5 p.m. on Wednesday, July 30th at LaGuardia Airport that a ground stop was in effect due to thunderstorms. As highlighted by 1 mile at a time, LaGuardia can be an operational mess under the best of circumstances. Thunderstorms just make it that much worse. And so, during the ground stop, many aircraft were lined up on taxiways waiting for conditions to change and the ground stop to be lifted. Pilots don't exactly have a live satellite or aerial view of the airport's taxiways, and so it's common practice to ask ground control about the sequence, where their particular aircraft is in the lineup of planes waiting to take off. This is especially relevant for these ground stops when there is a good measure of uncertainty and fuel management is one particularly important consideration. If an aircraft is waiting long enough, burning fuel to keep its power and air conditioning going, then it could find itself cutting into reserves and be forced to return to the gate, a scenario nobody wants to have happen. So what happened on July 30th? Well, here's our retelling of the events, interspersed with the actual recording of radio transmissions. First, the pilot of United Flight UA2005 bound for Chicago O'Hare asks about what kind of a delay could be expected.
All right, Bravo, Echo Shorty Golf, 2005. We expect our delay here.
The controller responds with an extremely vague and perhaps unhelpful window of time.
Yeah, from now to midnight you'll get out of here.
The United pilot responds, explaining that he's worried about his aircraft's fuel situation.
Yeah, well, we got it.
The controller then says, "Roger, fuel management is your priority, not mine."
Roger, that's fuel management is your priority, not mine.
It's dismissive of the pilot's concerns and is probably a habit developed by the controller to keep the airwaves clear and maintain his focus on managing ground traffic. Immediately after, some instructions are passed on to another aircraft, and after that, we reach the incident with the Delta pilot. Like the United pilot before, one of the pilots of Delta Flight DL999 asks about sequence, although this pilot asks twice.
Ground 999 sequence. Ground 999 sequence.
Keep in mind that while the United pilot was asking about how much of a delay is expected, the Delta pilot was asking for something more specific, his aircraft's sequence. The controller, however, snaps back with the same answer he gave the United flight.
999 from now to midnight.
And well, that was enough to get the argument started.
That's not a good answer, but thanks for not blowing
That's
it.
the best I can do. You want a better answer, contact your dispatch or your company.
No, your line up here is, I'm just looking for a sequence for fuel management. Yes, that's a part of your problem.
Yes, sir. Fuel management is your priority, not mine.
You're an idiot.
I got a number for you whenever you're ready.
Oh, I want it. We want to talk.
Delta 999, I got a phone number whenever you're ready.
That's the long.
347-6.
Yeah, I want to talk to your manager.
Yes, sir. Manager's up here. He's looking forward to the call. And Delta 999, while you're at it, tighten up behind the United 73 that's ahead of you. I need the room behind.
You got it.
So how did all of this pan out? Well, we obviously don't have much visibility about how things were handled administratively, but when it comes to flight DL999, the A321 remained in its position for around an hour, only to return to the gate. The flight then ended up departing around 6 hours behind schedule. Its scheduled departure time was 17:05 local time. Its actual time, 23:35. And well, that's everything that happened. Our take on this is that the controller was fairly dismissive of legitimate concerns of the pilots waiting to depart. The job, as we all know, is extremely stressful, and so it's perhaps understandable that these individuals are short and blunt in their communications. However, it appears that in this situation the controller was simply being unhelpful with his now to midnight answer, combined with his "your problem, not mine" remark. As noted by 1 mile at a time, one would hope the controller could provide a bit more clarity on the sequence, but even if he couldn't, there's a polite way to say things. Now, obviously, the Delta pilot was unprofessional and out of line, calling the controller an idiot. But in the context of the previous exchanges over the radio, we can imagine most people siding with the pilot. But of course, we'd love to hear what you think of all of this. Leave a comment and let us know. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com.